Good evening, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod.
And I'm student meteorologist Mike Lund, and it was another record hot day out there. Got up to 98 degrees today, 2 degrees above our record of 96 back in 1931 for today. So another record, I think it's the 8th record for September this month.
Yeah, this September has been very, very hot for us. I think right now we're getting towards a moderate drought, even possibly getting into a severe drought next week if we don't start seeing some rain here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, we're gonna get the new drought monitor tomorrow morning at around 8 o'clock. So we'll get to see the updates based on from Tuesday and the last few days. But it's been really dry. Haven't seen measurable rain for 29 days. Last time we saw that measurable rain was on August 27th, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, here in September, at least at the airport, they've only measured a trace of rain. So that means they've seen less than 0.01 inches of rain fall here in Tallahassee. So really, no rain to speak of.
Yeah, and it's really going to continue. We're going to challenge those records basically for at least the next 3 to 4 days. And I think everyone is hoping for some rain, like the lawns, the gardens, and most importantly, those golf courses as well.
Yeah, of course, Michael and his golf courses got to keep the golf courses going. But I remember about a week ago, we saw a sprinkle of rain, but the airport can't really measure anything like that. So that's the only real reprieve that we've gotten for us and for our golf courses, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be really firm out on the fairways this weekend. But to talk more about the heat and the firmness of the fairways, let's send off to Evan with a look at our overview.
I'm not sure if I'm a gardener personally at any of those golf courses, but it is definitely going to be a hot one at 97 degrees looking right now, even at 6 o'clock at night, really below the time we usually get the highs, which are usually around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You see on our radar, nothing really to show much at all, maybe a few clouds off to our west region, but nothing much to speak up on the radar. And even these clouds, they're going to fizzle really coming on through into our area. Maybe a slight chance of a shower looking in tomorrow in the afternoon, but if that, honestly. 70 degrees, though, that'll be the good news for the night. Going down to 70 degrees, clear and calm. Maybe a little bit of a slight breeze, but that'll be a nice walk to be able to finally get some exercise out without sweating like crazy like a dog while walking your dog. But 97 tomorrow, looking at it in our headlines. Cool nights for the next few days to be able to walk your dog. Remaining hot, 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 though, for those days, including FSU Family Weekend, as Michael is going to take a look at our southeast and how much heat exactly are we getting?
Well, my name's not Michael, my name's Dylan, but we're getting a lot of heat right now. 97 degrees here in Tallahassee. My face right now is as red as this map because I'm so embarrassed my name isn't Michael. We're seeing really hot conditions, mostly in South Georgia is where you're going to see the hottest conditions. Farther you go out west, a little more comfortable. You get 91 degrees in New Orleans, 91 in Jackson, so not too bad. Even down to South Florida, they're seeing much more comfortable conditions. Look at that, 84 degrees. I'd rather be in South Miami than I'd be in Tallahassee, 97 degrees. A lot of sun sticking around and a lot of moisture too. 68-degree dew points, not making it feel comfortable at all. So you've got some high temperatures, some high dew points, and when you put those together, you get the heat index, and you see it feels like 102 here in Tallahassee. Absolutely gross. Other places, though, seeing a little better conditions. You see in Nashville where they've seen some rain, 88-degree dew points, and down into South Florida, 85, so not bad there. But again, hot conditions are sticking around, and that's mostly due to these high-pressure systems sticking in our area, building up, getting a little bit stronger, and bringing some warm conditions. Because when you have high pressure, well, you have subsidence, which means the air is going down, and you have the drying out. So you have clear skies and warm conditions with high pressure situated. Though you do have a bit of rain, as we talked about in Tennessee, the storm over back to my west, that's a severe thunderstorm watch right now. You have some flash flood warnings that happened earlier due to this line of storms over there. So some pretty strong storms making its way over into Tennessee. And you do have a nice blanket of rain, bringing some relief from a bit of the drought and heat into these areas, so not too bad for them. And then as we go into our wind speeds, you can see the high pressure system. You get this clockwise rotation, which is associated with high pressure, situated over about here. You see Tallahassee seeing winds out of the west, not really making things any better. Only a 6-mile-per-hour wind speed. That's not going to make it feel much better, but it is some relief nonetheless. And as we go into the next couple hours, you do see some strong storms flare up into tomorrow with by Little Rock and into Nashville as well, but fading away as that front dissipates. Some popcorn showers due to that day daytime heating and some strong moisture in there for tomorrow as well. But staying relatively clear as high pressure really builds. You can start to see some rain from Tropical Storm Karen start to make its way westward, and it's still something we want to look at as the next couple of days go on. And with those strong storms that are going to happen tomorrow, well, or right now, we have this marginal risk over into parts of Arkansas and Tennessee, even a thunderstorm risk for that as well. And as we get into tonight, you see the continue of those showers over into Little Rock and Nashville. The heat sticking around, though, for the rest of the parts. Getting down to 71, so a little more cooler than it is in Miami at 75 degrees, but still not the best conditions at night. Honestly, the only place on the map that I'd love to be is in Charlotte at 66 degrees and clear skies. And then for tomorrow, another day of hot heat, some clouds sticking around, and some rain into Little Rock and Nashville. But to talk about our area more specifically and seeing that 98 tomorrow, Chris is going to talk about it.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Right now, we're going to get a good view of the sun over our Doak Campbell Stadium cam. It's been a pretty hot day. That sun's been beating down on us all day. Temperatures right now, we are 97 in Tallahassee. Get a little cooler by the coast and Carabel at 89 degrees and 96 Donaldsville. As you can see with our dew points, there is a strong gradient right here, as you can see, of when you get close to the coast, the dew points are shooting up. As you can see, it's only 62 in Donaldsville and it's 77 in Perry. And when you move over to our heat indexes, my bad, you will see that Perry, despite being actually several degrees cooler than Donaldsville, it actually feels 5 degrees warmer, and that's coupled because of the much higher dew point in that area. Taking a look at our satellite radar, a lot of clear skies, not a shower in sight. You get some ground scatter coming up here. Over the next 24 hours, you'll see some clouds come here and there. No afternoon showers to be worrying about. You will not need your umbrella for classes tomorrow. Saying it's going to be another warm day going on to tonight's forecast. You're going to have temperatures in the upper to upper 60s, lower 70s. Going to be partly cloudy all around. It's going to be a nice night to be walking around, cool off quite a bit. Tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be 98 degrees Tallahassee, mostly cloudy. You will not need your umbrella. Expect another warm day. Make sure you definitely stay hydrated. Going into tonight in Tallahassee, 70 degrees, clear, calm. Winds 5 miles an hour coming to the north-northwest. Okay, closer look at tomorrow's forecast. If you have an 8 a.m. class, you might wake up and it'll be roughly 80 degrees. When most people are getting up around noon, you'll see 93-degree weather as it'll slowly warm up on its way to 96 degrees. Getting a good look at our 7-day Thursday, I mean. It's going to be hot again, the high of 98. Friday, rinse and repeat. It's another hot day, 95 degrees. It's going to cool off a little bit. Game day Saturday, make sure you stay hydrated, 95 degrees. Lows in the lower 70s for most of the area. Sunday, bright sunny. Monday, more clouds. Wednesday, got some more clouds. So for now, I'm going to send things off to the desk with Dylan and Evan.
Thank you very much, Chris. Something you don't hear about often, though, is a tornado warning and tornado watch issued for Wilcox, Arizona, and much of Arizona nonetheless.
Absolutely. It is a dry land out there. Really rare you even see much of severe weather cases studied, and especially extreme severe weather cases throughout the state of Arizona.
Exactly. They were an enhanced risk on Monday, and the National Weather Service office in Phoenix, Arizona, issued its first tornado warning in 5 years. So unprecedented for that office, and something you wouldn't really expect. And they're investigating the damage from this tornado to see if it actually was a tornado or just some straight line winds.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something extremely rare for that area. And pointed that out. Definitely a test for that area to be able to now kind of respond and to something new, something that I don't deal with often.
Right. A lot of the rain and the increased moisture was due to tropical storm and formerly Hurricane Lorena out in the East Pacific that has kind of made its way into the U.S., into the southern part of, or the southwest part of the U.S. So it's led to a little intense rainfall, intense storms. It's kind of still sticking around. We're seeing some warnings out today as well.
Yep, it has sticked around. The rains and really the bands that used to last from it have now kind of stretched throughout much of the country now and gotten picked up along with much of the system that has been swept through our area throughout the United States.
Right, and we'll take a better look at those watches and warnings on the national picture. But from Monday, they did see 1,800 customers without power. So a big event, something that's unprecedented. Rainfall, though, is good for that area. Seeing some rain alleviates the drought situation that we're kind of seeing here in Tallahassee.
Oh, yeah. It kind of compares, honestly, to us. We're kind of swip-swapping. We need that severe weather.
Right, exactly. We're going to be under that high-pressure system for the next couple of days, and that's going to keep skies clear, rain chances low, but we're not seeing any severe weather, which is the bonus. In Arizona, though, they are seeing some strong weather, some moisture, which is a little bit of a benefit, but you got to take the good with the bad.
Our prayers definitely go out to members of that area. Definitely 67 miles east of Tucson, and just in general of Arizona that's not really used to that kind of circumstance.
Yeah, but for a better look on the national picture, Tyler will have that for you right now. Tyler, how's it looking?
Dylan, right now, here is the setup for our national picture. So you guys talked about before, Tallahassee underneath some high pressure systems here. That's really the dominating factor here in the southeast, keeping conditions dry and hot for most of the southeast. And then as we start to move more inwards towards the middle of the country, another high pressure system here, bringing some dry air for the interior of the country, but they still are seeing some severe weather in certain places, with our cold front bringing some severe weather ahead of it in parts of Arkansas and getting into Nashville. And then here in Arizona, some low pressure system brought in some rain and severe weather for them. That tornado that they were just talking about at the desk striking in Arizona. And then the West Coast, fairly clear. For our temperatures, southeast going to stay hot, but as we start to move towards the middle of the country, cooling off a little bit, especially in the north. Montana saw some some snow actually fall earlier in the day. And then as we get towards the West Coast, San Francisco actually very hot at 94. They usually don't hit the 90s very often there. Our dew point showing moisture still staying situated in the southeast. As we start to move north to the northeast, a little bit drier, a little bit more comfortable, and of course the northwest as usual, very dry as well. Denver having that dew point of 36 degrees, Salt Lake City with a dew point of 40 degrees, and then getting into Seattle, also dry with a dew point of 46 degrees. And then when you factor in the dew point with the temperature outside, you get the feels like, so it feels very hot in the southeast and Texas as well. Dallas-Fort Worth with a heat index temperature of 97 degrees. And then as we start to move northward, a little bit cooler, but California staying hot, San Francisco at 90 degrees. Upper level water vapor showing some of those storms we're seeing in Arkansas and Tennessee. And you can really see this front moving through right here where we have some of that drier air aloft right there in the middle of Missouri. Satellite radar showing severe thunderstorm watch here in the orange, but we're going to move up towards Minnesota. We've got some rain moving through Minneapolis and Bismarck as well, and then some light rain moving through parts of South Dakota and Iowa. And as we move down to Nashville, that's where we're seeing some more of the severe weather, have fairly heavy rainfall moving through southern parts of Nashville and towards the western parts of Tennessee as well. Over the next 24 hours, going to start to see that rain dissipate overnight. Actually see some snow up here in Canada as we see some rainfall moving towards Billings and Salt Lake City. For tonight's forecast, going to be pretty cool in the northern states. Bismarck at 43, Minneapolis at 49. Southeast going to stay fairly warm but comfortable. Tallahassee at 71. Atlanta in the same place. And then, of course, Miami still going to be pretty warm at night at a 75 degrees. And Dallas, Fort Worth also going to be hot. Or not hot, but fairly warm at 76 degrees. For the south, the rest of the southeast tomorrow going to be warm. Tallahassee at 98 degrees. Rest of the country going to be a little bit more comfortable, especially in the north. But now I'm going to pass things off to Michael, and he's going to give us a look at Florida.
Yeah, it's pretty toasty right now in Florida, and especially if you're in the Panhandle right now, it is pretty hot up there, especially in Tallahassee at 97 degrees. Got to that 98 degree mark today, breaking that record by 2 degrees. A little bit cooler as you go down towards South Florida. Kind of nice right now. In 84 in West Palm Beach and 84 in Miami as well. And 85 in Key West with those sunny skies. Dew point's actually not fairly bad down towards South Florida, only in the low to mid 60s. A little bit higher and up towards Jacksonville and Pensacola, a little bit more humid up there. And you can notice some dry air trying to filter in down towards the northern parts of the Panhandle and into Tallahassee with 68 degrees in there in Tallahassee. Satellite and radar pretty clear. We do have high pressure situated in the northern Gulf, and that's really dominating the weather pattern for the entire state of Florida, with only a little bit of cloud cover out towards Pensacola and Fort Walton Beach, really. We do have this flood warning out towards Daytona Beach. It's a little bit high river levels up there. Should die down as we go into the next few days, since we're not expecting really much rain at all for the state of Florida. Now, for the next 24 hours, really, honestly, you can see high pressure dominating the entire state, and by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon, maybe just a few scattered showers due to that frontal boundary just north of Pensacola, and maybe one stray shower possible south of Gainesville. But really, it is a good chance the northern and central part of the state might actually not see any rain for the rest of September. That's a pretty good bet, since high pressure is going to really build once again as we go towards the weekend, and keeping those conditions very dry and very above average for this time of year. And so for tomorrow, when this new drought monitor comes out, expect to see a little bit more places with some moderate and severe drought, and it might actually get worse as we go into next Thursday, since we're not expecting really any rain for the next 5 to 7 days, especially across the northern part of the state. So drought conditions aren't really good going into the beginning of the fall season. But for tomorrow, pretty nice conditions out towards South Florida with a mix of sun and clouds in the middle to upper 80s with some 90s out towards the west coast and Naples. For the Space Coast and Central Florida, temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s in the inland locations, with 92 in Orlando and 90 in Daytona Beach. For the west coast of Florida and the Treasure Coast, pretty nice conditions as well, with temperatures pretty warm again in the low to mid 90s with 94 in Lakeland. A little bit hotter up towards north central Florida, with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, especially in Live Oak and Jacksonville at 97 degrees and 96 degrees. But then for tonight, for the entire state of Florida, you can notice how the temperatures are pretty warm in the Panhandle, with temperatures in the low to mid 70s with 75 in Pensacola, a little bit cooler down towards the peninsula. And then for tomorrow, might have a very close to a record in Tallahassee. 99 is the record for tomorrow. We might get very close with a temperature of 98 degrees. Well, let's send it back to the desk with Evan and Tyler.
That would be Tyler and Chris. Seems like we're having some problems with names today, but that's okay. The important thing is our story here at the desk, which is a Montana blizzard warning. Here in September, already experiencing some very winter-like conditions for some of these northern states. So Montana under a blizzard warning. We're really hot right now.
Yeah.
Temperatures and weather in other parts of the country, very, very different from us.
Yeah. The area that is going to be affected by this is going to be south central Montana, southeast Montana, and north central Wyoming. In parts of high elevation, you want to expect some heavy snow, and high elevation travel may be affected by this, including Beartooth Highway. So if you use that for your daily commute, make sure you're weather aware.
Yeah, the interesting part about this is I know here in Florida we really only get 1 or 2 seasons, and we all know that those northern states get 4 seasons, but fall just started yesterday, and they already have a blizzard warning here in Montana. So this is just the beginning of fall for them. So as they start moving towards later fall and even getting into winter, you're really going to expect this type of weather to ramp up. So this is really just the beginning, these blizzard warnings for Montana. Some of these other states will surely soon follow suit with more weather like this.
Yeah, it seems they're skipping fall, and we still haven't reached it. We're still in summer right now.
Yeah, so exactly. We're in summer, they're in winter. Who's in fall right now? Maybe some of those more interior states like Nebraska, maybe feeling some more of those fall-like conditions. But as you said, the high elevation levels, really, those are going to be the areas most at risk, especially the highways. You want to be careful on those highways. And we actually saw wind gusts reaching up to 45 miles per hour possibly with these blizzards. So if you're in Montana, you want to be careful. And in other northern states, you just want to be aware that this kind of weather can start ramping up now that we're getting towards the end of September and the beginning of October.
Yeah, what's really dangerous about blizzard conditions isn't necessarily how cold or the amount of snow you get. It's how low your visibility gets reduced to. So you definitely don't want to be driving out in a blizzard. These conditions will stick around from Friday all the way to like Tuesday or Wednesday. But for now, we're going to send things off to Michael as he's going to talk about the tropics.
Yeah, it's one of those interesting times of the year where you get winter weather up towards the north, and we still have some tropical weather out in the Atlantic, and it's still a bit active down towards the Atlantic. We have 2 systems right now in the Atlantic, and we just passed the peak of hurricane season on September 10th, so still some activity going on. Jerry just became post-tropical earlier today, so that we crossed that out the list. We still have Karen just north of the Caribbean islands, and then Lorenzo all the way out towards the Cabo Verde Islands in the eastern Atlantic. Let's first look at Karen. Still a little, not really organized fairly. Better compared to the last few days, but still have a lot of dry air, a little bit less shear, and warmer water temperatures will help the system. But the dry air is the main key for Karen over the next few days, and that might honestly get into the inner core and really affect the system overall. But if it does survive that dry air, it is going to have an interesting journey over the next few days. Move up towards the north, and then it really has a lack of steering currents as high pressure out towards the east breaks down. But then we have a blocking high out towards the southeast, the one that's giving us all the heat, is actually going to steer this off towards the west possibly as we go into early next week. So something we need to monitor over the next 5 to 10 days. But right now, just monitor it, and it's just a system, very weak system, really meandering over the southwest Atlantic. Now, Karen, you can see those spaghetti models. There's not a lot of certainty in the forecast, given its slow motion and loop-de-loop pattern, honestly. But again, we might get a little shift to the west, but we're not sure if it's really going to survive all the dry air around it. That's the main question with Karen over these next few days. Jerry right now has become post-tropical. You can see the circulation really gone, and a lot of the thunderstorm activity is well away from the whatever circulation is left. So Jerry, we can say goodbye to now. And then Lorenzo, a pretty impressive storm all the way out towards the eastern Atlantic. Category 1 hurricane at 90 miles per hour, expected to intensify into a Category 3 major hurricane as we head towards the weekend. But again, it's only affecting the little fishes for now. It might actually become post-tropical and affect the UK and Ireland as we go into late next week into early next week as it moves up towards Europe. Now, the models with this, again, showing you going up towards Europe and really not affecting many people, only the fishes. So the seafood might have some issues over the next few days. But honestly, nothing really much going on in terms of the tropics. We will monitor Karen for the next few days, but we do have a lot of time to look at that system. Let's send it up to Evan now with seeing a very hot day in Tallahassee once again.
Oh yeah, it has been the theme so far all of September, really. Hot and dry has been our theme. A high at 98, breaking our record all the way back in 1931. That has been so impressive. We have been shattering records really left and right. I think they said that was the 8th record broken in this month, and no, in September. So it has been hotter than normal, even for Florida and for our area. Tallahassee, we cannot see much on the radar. Clouds are not blocking really much of this heat at all through our area. Clouds you can see coming in through the Mobile area, a little bit into our area, but they will start to really fizzle out as we come into the next 24 hours. Nothing too much on our radar. Maybe can see some slight shade in our area. Maybe a slight drop of rain coming in from the northwest, heading into tomorrow afternoon into our areas. We're looking at our temperatures right now, 97 degrees. We're still hitting hot even at 6:30 at night in late September. I'm still baffled by that, and it's definitely entirely crazed about it. 88, I'd rather be here over by Carabel at 88 degrees. A little bit cooler, still very hot throughout the area though. 68 for Tallahassee is our dew points. 76, for St. Mark's on the coast. A little more dense and having a little more moisture definitely by the coast compared to Thomasville. That was up at 59. But those heat indexes are staying up regardless everywhere throughout the region. The lowest we see is Thomasville with 94. Tallahassee, we're still sitting 102 on those heat indexes. And it is almost October. That is ridiculous. We're seeing a little bit of some slight breeze, especially on the coast of St. Mark's and even down into Apalachicola. with the 12-mile-an-hour breeze through our area. Sometimes Monticello was getting really no wind at all to help out with their temperatures as well. 70 degrees, though. If you want to get outside, now is the time. Well, not now, but later tonight. Maybe an evening walk, as long as you make sure of your surroundings tonight. 70 degrees, clear and calm. A slight breeze as well. That would be a nice walk to enjoy your night after a nice, long, walking, hot day, at least for me, myself. 95 degrees, 3 p.m. tomorrow, so we'll definitely rise up into those temperatures again. And it is not looking like a break any time soon throughout our area. 98 tomorrow is going to be the high. Make sure you definitely take those walks in the lower 70s throughout much of the next week. But we are not looking at much of a break, honestly, in the next week with these highs. The lowest being 93 next Wednesday. But I'm going to toss it off to Michael and Dylan. I got it right this time, to finish off the show.
Well, we just have to acknowledge, Michael, that you were fishing for a joke there. Get it?
Yeah, I got try to.
On your tropic segment.
Yeah, Lawrence, just affecting the fishes, really.
Well, what's not affecting the fish is all the families coming to Tallahassee this weekend, it being family weekend here at Tallahassee.
Yeah, it's a big key, and I can't believe we're saying this at the end of September. Stay hydrated, have lots of sunscreen. Otherwise, you're going to be as crispy as a roasted chicken.
Exactly, and if you want your traffic forecast, expect congestion for the next weekend because all the families are going to come. They don't know where they're going. They get confused and get lost, so you're going to have a lot of congestion on the road.
Yeah, and it's, again, when we look at that 7-day once again, very hot. Not humid, at least. It's not very humid like it was over the middle of the summer. But still, this is like near record territory for basically a majority of these 7 days over the next few days.
Yeah, it's not the best conditions. Again, as we've said multiple times, not feeling like fall. It's feeling more like the middle of summer as we get into the start of October starting next week.
Yep.
But this weekend, making it not a bad game day with 7:30 as our kickoff time.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, we're not going to be roasting like turkeys out there, at least.
If Michael makes another food joke, I don't know what I'm going to do because all he's done this show is make food jokes. And the summary of the show is essentially food jokes and messing people's names up. So and the heat, obviously, that we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, we can pull up the 7-day. You'll see that tomorrow's high is at 98 degrees.
You're just going to keep fishing for that 7-day, Michael.
Yeah, because tomorrow we might actually break another record. If we get to 99, set back in 1931, that will tie the record. We're forecasting 98, so very close. And then, honestly, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think the records are 96 and 95, so that's getting close as well.
Right, and not only do we have high highs, we have high lows too. So even 70 degrees is not the most comfortable to wake up. It's way better than anything we've experienced before throughout the day, but it's still not great.
Yeah, if you want to learn how to roast like turkey and see how hot it's going to be like the next few days, follow us on all of our social media outlets on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, and Michael's going to make more food jokes, and unfortunately I have to stand on this desk for another 10 seconds. So just make another one, Michael.
Yeah, we're going to try baking the panini this week and see how hot it actually is. So we'll see you all tomorrow on our Thursday show.
Yep.